Hey everybody, it's Missy again. Thanks for joining me today. I'm back with a new layout for the Simple Stories creative team, and for this layout I'm using the beautiful Love and Adore collection. This is the first time I've even opened this, and I am in love with every piece of it. I'm going to scrap these three silly-faced pictures of my daughter doing what she does best, which is making silly faces every time I pull out the camera. And I just love these colors. This paper right here, I had to use it right away. I just fell in love with all those X's and O's, and you can probably guess what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm gonna fussy cut several of them out and use them as a background design. I really love the yellows mixed in with those different shades of pinks and the black and white, and of course the hearts, the florals. It's just a very pretty mix, and I really love all the patterns. I think this is one of my favorite Simple Stories collections in a while. It was just very easy for me to use. I don't know if it's because I scrapbook about girls usually most of the time because I have two daughters, but it was very easy for me to get ideas, and everything that I grabbed just seemed to work together very, very nicely. So I'm going to use this gorgeous, almost reddish burgundy, pinkish color pattern paper as my background, and then I've got the X's and O's all cut out, and I'm gonna try to do like a three different rows of the X's and O's kind of offset, and then do my photos kind of at the ends and the beginning of each of the rows there, so they're kind of, mismatched and not all perfectly straight. So I'm gonna move all that off the background and try to keep all the X's and O's in order because I like the patterns that I have, the way I have it arranged, and I don't want to mess that up. So I do want to jazz up my background, which is, you know me, one of my favorite things to do, and I'm just going to fade away some of this pink color by using some white gesso, and I'm just going to use my hand and do a lot of smudging there. And that looks terrible the way that looks now with just that white on there, I know, but I'm going to work on it, and it winds up looking exactly like I wanted, so just bear with me here. You know how it always looks like a hot mess in the beginning, but the more it goes, the better it gets, I think. So this is Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Butter. I love this soft yellow color, and I'm going to do some mixing and matching with some different colors here, but I didn't want too bright of a yellow because the yellow in this collection is more of a softer, buttery type yellow, and I think that that yellow is perfect. And I'm doing what I always do, which is the packaging technique, and I'm just spraying it on the packaging and smudging it down. I'm going to add in some Jenny B Blue. You know me, I love that color. And just kind of play around. This is the part that takes me the longest in this layout, is getting my background watercolor look the way I like it. And so I added a little bit more water and use a brush to kind of smudge some of it around. This is another Shimmers. I believe this is an Inklings. It's called Me in Blue, and it's more of a softer sky blue, and it's very shimmery. And I'm just adding some water to it and just tipping the little pot over and just dumping it right onto the paper there and smudging it around. And now I'm going to come in with some pink. I believe that is Sweetheart Vibes. And this is going to look a lot better once I get the X's and O's back on top of it. And, you really can't mess this up. It's very messy. It's very random. It's just getting the color down on the paper. So I wanted to make the yellow a little bolder, so I went through my stash of gelatos, and my paper is definitely not completely dry, so I'm just kind of drawing right onto the paper and then just using my finger to smudge it. And it's just going to give a little bit more of a bold pop to the color there. And just give a little bit of different shading. I'm going to do the same thing with this really light aqua color. And you can see my paper is still very wet. And this is a good case for using gesso. I didn't really intend on using a ton of water, but it just sort of happened. And if I wouldn't have had the gesso, I probably would have holes in my paper. And you definitely would not see these colors because there would be no white on the background. It would be just the colors going right on top of that background color. So the white kind of helps keep your colors true to what they are, but it also protects your paper. So as you can see, I'm just continuing to go. I'm using my hand, I'm using the packaging, I'm using the gelatos. I decided I needed a couple more places of the darker pink color that match the background, and I did not have a gelato that color. It's a definite unique color, and so I pulled out my red gelato and just did a light tap of it in certain places and smudged it on top of the pink, and it made just the right shade there. So don't be afraid to mix and match your colors, because you can definitely come up with some really pretty colors that are going to match exactly what you're looking for. So as you can see, it's going to totally transform the way the background looks once you add all of the papers and the pictures back on top of it. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do next? You know me, I'm never done. I decided I needed a little bit more of the light blue color peeking around behind some of the corner areas. And so that's what I'm doing. And when this is dry, you can really see the shimmer in this blue paint. It is very pretty. It almost looks metallic on camera, but in reality it's very shimmery and the prettiest light blue color. I'm almost out of that one. So there it's dry. Look how shimmery that is. It's blue. It looks almost silver, but it is a very light blue color. And I also added some black, which is a shimmers called Night Moves, and I felt like it needed black because I've got a lot of black going on in the pictures and in the X's and O's. And I like this whole messy artsy background. It's just all this random colors of, you know, watercolor just kind of peeking out from behind everything. And I like it because they kind of, you know, I like getting messy all the time regardless of what kind of picture I'm scrapping, but these pictures of my youngest child, if you've watched me scrap pictures of her before, then you know her personality is wild and crazy, and so I like messy, wild, and crazy backgrounds because it just suits her, and especially these pictures because she's making silly faces, and you know, it just suits everything. I like the way it's matching not only the colors but the photos, for me, I think. So I'm going to lightly glue down or tape down all of these X's and O's so they're not going to move. Make sure they're straight. See, this is the weird thing I have. I like the background to be totally random and messy, but then the X's and O's, I have to have them perfectly straight. Why does my brain think that way? I have no idea. It's like all organized, but yet it's super messy. I'm just weird. All I know is I like doing it that way, and that's just the way I do it. So anyway, now I'm going to work on embellishing, and I'm going to use some stickers from the sticker sheet. I'm going to use some die cuts from the Bits and Pieces ephemera, and I'm going to use some chipboard pieces from the chipboard pack. And I really like these scripty words that are black with a white outline. And I'm just going to kind of pick out things that, you know, go with the X and O theme. It's February, so I wanted to create a lovey-dovey layout, and this is the perfect collection for that. So I'm going to use several hearts, die cuts, and stickers, and they're all going to be the matching colors that I've already got going on. The pinks, the yellows, the blues, and the blacks. And these are the pack of the 4x6 stickers. I always love getting those stickers. They're always perfect for what I'm doing. I did some machine stitching off camera. I just did straight stitching with black thread through the X's and O's, and then a little bit of zigzag through the 3 corners where the pictures are going to go. And I am going to add a little bit of foam adhesive behind the pictures just to give them a little bit of dimension. And then come in with my thread before I glue all that down. And I just try to put colors in areas where that color is not. Like I added some yellow to the bottom right because I don't have any yellow going on there. And then add some blue over to the left there, just to kind of keep the colors balanced and make sure that, you know, none of the areas are ignored as far as a certain color goes. Light pink up at the top. And I love this little die cut. It says, "I love your face." And I didn't even see that until I started digging through the ephemera pack after I'd already decided the pictures and halfway through the layout. And so I thought I have to use that as part of my title because these pictures are all about her making a silly face. And so I'm going to cut part of it off and then use that sticker Love Your Face. That's going to be my title. And now I'm just going to play around. I'm going to try out a couple things and then put them back. I decide to go with this X and O that is matching the other two words, since I've got, you know, it's kind of going in thirds here. I've got 3 pictures, I've got 3 areas of hearts, so now I'm going to have 3 of those chipboard words that are all different, but they look the same. I'm going to add my glue and start to stick everything down. And I know I get this question a lot. The glue that I have in my bottle is the Scotch Tacky Glue. It used to be the Scotch Quick Dry adhesive. I get it from Michaels, and it works perfectly in the fine liner bottle. But Michaels does not have the fine liner bottles. You can get those on Amazon, I think 2 for like $6. And you can also get them at Hobby Lobby, right where they sell the model cars. So they're pretty easy to get your hands on. So these are just some little stickers, flowers I'm going to stick here and there, kind of peeking out from behind the pictures. And this is the big combination fundamentals sticker sheet. I love how Simple Stories always has so much to choose from. There's stickers, there's die cuts, there's the 3x4 cards. It's just so much to pick, and you know, I think you could use everything you love and still have a ton left over. I love that they always have these little phrases and quotes on those sticker sheets, so I used a couple of those. And again, I went with 3. A lot of times I don't abide by the rule of thirds, but this one it just sort of worked out, and so I tried to do that as best I could. More hearts, more hearts. Can't go wrong with the hearts. I took a risk here by adding more splatters without covering my photos. I don't know why I didn't cover them, because I am famous for splattering splatters on my pictures. But anyway, there's the final layout. I added a little bit of journaling and my date, and or no, I didn't add journaling, I just added the date. But I love how this turned out. I am obsessed with these colors. Those X's and O's really made this layout really fun, and I just love how this turned out. So let me know if you have any questions about any of the products or any of the techniques or anything at all. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope you have a great week, and take care.